I grew up playing consoles, and I always saw PC games as just supplements to that whole experience. That was it, nothing more. Consoles offer a unique home theater entertainment experience, unlike any other, for the price. Some would argue. Others, of course, like many of you who watch this channel, feel the complete opposite. Many of you feel that even a cheap HT PC can offer competitive advantages over console counterparts. I don't blame you, and I make no secret of my current bias. However, maybe this speculation will pull you closer toward the center. Just what will comprise the Xbox Scorpio. This next-gen console brings quite a bit to the table, nothing new in the PC sphere by any means, but enough on the other side to potentially boost market share, and perhaps enough to convince some of you to do the same. So what about Scorpio makes it so compelling? Primarily, its 4K gaming potential merged with a next-gen console price, which I expect to land around $400 US, any more than about $450, and Microsoft risks losing a great deal of its current fan base. For comparison's sake, I built a modern 4K capable gaming PC and a PC part picker list in this video's description. It's actually very similar to the ITX PC I built here, instructional included. I just swapped the AMD RX 480 for a GTX 1070. A 1070 is capable of some moderate 4K gaming with AAA titles, and if you have at least an i5 to back up those frames, you'll be a-okay. The PC's form factor will mimic the Xbox One's as well. Here, the cost approaches $1,000 US, but there, on Scorpio's end, the cost will likely be significantly lower. Granted, these are aimed at different markets. Specifications for the most part are unknown, but we're confident in an 8-core CPU and dedicated graphics unit capable of, get this, 6 teraflops of floating point performance. That's GTX 1070 territory. And while T-flop values are not exact representations of graphical performance, they do bring a great deal of insight into cross-platform potential in well-optimized titles. And if there's one thing we in the PC gaming sphere can admit about consoles, it's that their titles are beautifully optimized. It makes sense, right? There's only one kind of Xbox 360, Xbox One. Devs know exactly how to take full advantage of onboard hardware because it never changes, at least within that particular generation. Memory bandwidth at 320 gigabytes per second only further pushes the narrative of powerful compute graphics and reveals the possibility of GDDR5X, something NVIDIA's GTX 1080 boasts as well, and that's a $600 graphics card on its own. I say that to say this, and take it with a grain of salt. The 6 teraflops Microsoft themselves are purporting on their website might as well be 8 or 9 teraflops in PC gaming terms, just from an optimization standpoint alone. 4K gaming? Piece of cake. Now let's discuss the other half of this equation, the 8-core central processor. We know it'll have 8 physical cores because it says so right here, and Xbox reps have posted on social media that the Scorpio met their exceedingly high expectations during the testing phase. How about AMD Zen Cores? Both Microsoft and Sony have championed AMD processors in the past, and it would honestly come as no surprise that Microsoft chose them again with a cheeky contract in an effort to spearhead the new architecture and place the Red Team back on the map. This, of course, is widely speculated, but a few hints have me feeling this way, safely, namely the mentioning of Project Scorpio at the AMD Ryzen booth this year at CES. Seems too obvious and deliberate to be a coincidence. At this point, however, I must digress. There are much more recent claims from inside sources that the CPU inside Scorpio isn't capable of native 60 FPS gameplay. It might be a 30 FPS video upsampled, if you will, to 60 FPS, which tells me that it's probably not a Ryzen CPU, because you would think that a Ryzen CPU would be capable of 60 FPS. This is all speculation. It might just end up boasting an 8-core Jaguar CPU that's overclocked just a bit more than the Xbox One. Others will disagree. That's what the comments section is for. Microsoft is also promising backwards compatibility with the Xbox One, something that undoubtedly cut into the One's sales back in 2013. Wow, was it that long ago? The release date for the Scorpio, by the way, quote-unquote holiday 2017, likely during the month of November, if history serves me correctly. Now, wrapping up what we know and can safely extrapolate from the provided console specifications, the Scorpio will be around 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One, pack nearly 5 times the memory bandwidth, and 4 times the gaming resolution. Seems compelling enough, but here comes the cliche phrase, only time will tell. Now, you have my permission to commence an all-out war in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down if you feel the complete opposite, or if you hate everything about life, be sure to click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and stay tuned for other stuff that I've got planned here on the channel. This is Salazar Studio. Thanks for learning with us.